It's Ramadan. And most people think Ramadan is about not eating. It's not. It's about purification. It's about cleansing your ego, your intentions, your impulses, your reactions. You're not just fasting from food. You're fasting from anger, arrogance, gossip, ego, unnecessary speech, indulgence, distraction. Ramadan strips you when you're hungry, when you're thirsty, when your body is uncomfortable. You see who you really are. You see your patience, or you see your temper. You see your discipline, or you see your weakness. Ramadan is alignment between who you say you are and how you actually move. It's not religious performance. It's internal governance. And for people like me, Ramadan doesn't feel new. It feels familiar. With that out of the way, Debo, hit my damn intro. I'm from Queens, Woodside. And if you grew out there, you know nobody hands you comfort. You grew up watching your parents work. You grew up understanding money isn't for flexing, it's for survival. I had to grow up early, not by choice, by circumstance. I lost my mother when I started college. Most kids are figuring out dorm life. I was figuring out grief, working during the day, school at night, no time to process, no time to fall apart. Because when you're first gen, you don't get to fall apart. You lock in, you survive. Then, not too long after graduation, I lost my sister. And just when you think maybe life will ease up, you get a little bit of time before I have to say goodbye to my father too. You want to talk about delayed gratification? Try grieving and still showing up. Try carrying loss and still building. Try losing people who believed in you before you ever had proof. That matures you. That strips you. That purifies you. Ramadan didn't teach me sacrifice. Life did. Ramadan reminds me of it. When you're first gen, your success isn't yours. It belongs to your parents. They didn't cross oceans so you could find yourself. They crossed oceans so you could stabilize the bloodline. We don't get degrees for pride. We get degrees because someone is depending on us. I didn't get to party after graduation. I didn't get to sit back and celebrate. I had to lock in immediately. Bills, families, responsibilities. There was no, let me travel for a year. There was, let's make sure everyone is okay. Our parents sacrificed without complaint. They worked multiple jobs. They kept the lights on. They smiled through exhaustion. You ever see your father exhausted and still act like everything's fine so you don't feel the weight? You ever see your mother stretch groceries just a little longer? That's delayed gratification. They delayed comfort for our opportunity. So when people say relax, celebrate more, live a little, we can't because we saw what instability looks like. When I started jujitsu, it felt familiar. You show up, you get smashed, you come back, you get smashed again. Nobody cares about your story on the mat. You earn respect. You earn your belt. You earn your position, just like in life. Delayed gratification isn't sexy. It's years. It's repetition. It's staying when it would be easier to leave. Tap 1,000 times, come back, build again. That's immigrant DNA. There's something else I don't talk about enough. After my mother passed, those were dark years, not dramatic dark, quiet dark, the kind where you function. You go to work, you go to class, you handle responsibilities, but inside, you're not okay. You're just moving. And in those years, Sir Tigger came into my life. If you've ever had that one animal, the one that wasn't just a pet, the one that sat with you in silence, slept next to you when you couldn't sleep, watched you cry without judgment, stayed when nobody else saw what you were carrying. You know, Sir Tigger wasn't just a cat. He was stability. He was routine. He was presence. When the house felt empty, he made it feel alive. When grief was loud, he made it quiet. Some of the darkest nights of my life, he was there, curled up, grounded, calm. He kept me together. I don't care how that sounds to anyone who doesn't get it. He saved me in ways I can't fully explain. Because when you lose your mother that young, you lose your anchor. And when you're first gen, you don't have time to collapse. So you hold it in. And sometimes Allah sends you something small and loyal to carry a piece of the weight. That was Sir Tigger, my Sir Tigger. And when he passed, it felt like losing the last physical reminder of that era. But he did his job. He kept me alive through the darkest stretch. And I carry that with me always. Ramadan isn't about hunger. It's about purification. It's about cleansing your ego. It's about saying no to your lower self, the self that wants comfort, the self that wants validation, the self that wants attention. You strip that away. You sit in hunger. You sit in thirst. You sit in silence, and you realize you don't need as much as you thought you did. I think about that little boy from Queens sometimes, the one who didn't understand why life felt heavy so early, the one who had to grow up fast, the one who lost his mother too soon, lost his sister too soon, lost his father too soon. He didn't know he'd survive it. He didn't know he'd build. He didn't know he'd stand on business. And sometimes I just wish they could see me now. Not the brand, not the titles, not the accolades, just me, standing, stable, disciplined, providing, aligned. What I would do to see their faces, watching the little boy standing firm. This isn't about applause. This isn't about branding either. This is about alignment. And I move in silence. Don't announce moves. Confirm arrival.